Good evening, everybody. It's Shawn here with FSB Live, joined in the booth tonight by Dan Jones, special guest, and of course, Monster Milt Minter at the Monster Mile. How you guys doing?
What's up?
Yeah, excellent, man. How are you?
Great to have Dan joining us from Mexico rather than his native Canada. He's on vacation, but still taking some time to join us. Anyway, yeah, we're back here at the Monster Mile. Concrete, 1 mile track, high banks. Commits tread aside, really tough on the tires. And one to watch here is usually that 52 car of Rick Johnson.
Absolutely. The homeboy, the homegrown kid, just from across the bay there, grew up watching this race and being at this race. I remember seeing pictures of him standing by the chain link fence back in the 70s, you know. And now this is his track, man. Tire wear, long distance run. That's what he's going to be looking for later in the race, for sure.
Absolutely. We call him Mr. Concrete because he's just dominated Dover. So we're taking him out of the pool. Nobody can pick Rick Johnson tonight. Okay? I'm laying that rule down. That's too easy. That's too easy. We're supposed to be professionals. So we're going to have to pick second place.
What about these other guys like Slim Jim?
Yeah, let's just get through that grid right there. As you mentioned, Slim Jim Gately, also an excellent tire conservationist, and yeah, great anywhere you go. But he's got the pole in the 23 Slim Jim machine, with Billy Yarborough on the outside, and then there is the aforementioned Rick Johnson lurking there in P3. Rick Castle coming off a great run last week, starts tonight 4th. Mark DeRocket DeSenza has just been on fire the last year and a half or so. Two-time defending Winston Cup champion there, starting 5th. Rick Bisconer also runs very well here in these truck physics on the concrete mile track here in the 109 car. He got himself inside the top 10 there. Look for him to make some moves. Pops Margison, driving with one eye after cataract surgery. Still going out there and kicking butt and taking names. Ryan Johnson looks for some better luck this week, bringing the Brothers Body and Paint car back out. He kept crushing that Miller beer can, and it wasn't a good situation. He told me he's going back to the Brothers tonight. Will Farmer, it's the 2 car in 9th spot. Then your top 10 rounded out by the 55 of Evan Castle. We got Ken Hansen, our points leader currently, isn't he? Starting 11th, Brian Lamb, John the Dog Palmer in the 108, Steve Weber, Bob Dixon, T.G. Reese, Ed Fowler, Jeff Habbick, Brad Otto, and then Francis Dittman in the 00 rounds out your top 20 there. And then taking provisionals, you got Dave Diamond Simons in the 02, Jeff Hale looking to come from the back in the 29 car. And he'll do that sometimes. And let's see, Bill Farmer, closest thing to a home track for him there, the Jersey boy as well as his son, Will Farmer, both from Old Bridge, so this would be the closest track to them. Old Bridge, New Jersey, of course. You got Guy Pitra on the 151. Is he starting tonight, or is he just here to make fun of you, Milty?
He is starting.
Okay.
The former pro driver and admin at FSB is on the track with that Ford Cobra.
Alright, then you got Sam Young looking to take advantage of the new, better internet he got hooked up with this week and maybe actually finish a race here. He's still starting 27th back in the field. He won this race last season, so don't count him out. That's your dark horse pick right there. And then, man, there's anybody else legit starting there? Okay, we got the 86 of Cody Luke. He'll be starting there. Shotgun on the field. Shown as 29th, but he'll move up as you and I and Dan aren't actually going to be in there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to shock you here. I'm going with the wily veteran who's returned here, And he, from the couch to second place in qualifying, Bill Yarborough, he's also great at this track. I'm going with Bill in the 54.
I'm gonna go with the 23 Slim Jim.
All right, well,
excellent choice.
That is indeed an excellent choice, and I'm going to go with DeRocket. The man's hot, and when you're hot, you're hot, so you got to ride that. Picking the 3 car to take it to victory lane tonight, assuming, of course, as Jim Ray already says, go 52. So, Jim Ray, see, we spotted him the 52 because we knew he was going to pick him anyway.
Well, he's like myself back in the day of the almost 16-year history of FSB, which Jim started, we've lost a lot to that guy, so kind of got to pick him. World-class field here, professional sim racing. Also, Rick Castle up there in that mix. They're qualifying great. We'll have to see how Rick can do surrounded by all these studs here.
I see Doris has joined on YouTube here again.
Hey. All right.
I think Slim Jim is due. So.
All right.
Well, she's saying, we need to win because he needs those points to get back at Mark and Ken Hansen. Guy Pitra off the couch. This is pro racing here. Guy and I raced the 24 Hours of Daytona last week, and it was a great race, fun, and Guy did a great job. This is a whole different animal here. So he's in the back, and this is pro racing. It's not easy. You can't come off the couch, and you got to put some time in here. But we'll see. Bill Yarborough is feeling like a villain. This is Dover, the Monster Mile. You have to be real careful here on the start. Everybody's got a good start here. Line up 2x2. Make sure you don't push too hard. Everybody's got to be easy. Cold tires are a huge issue here. And get some heat in them tires and get going. Pit stops are green flag pit stops are as hard as anywhere you will race. There's nothing easy about the Monster. That's why he's up there crushing cars here.
Absolutely, and you see a common strategy here. Rick Johnson, he knows this track like the back of his hand, and he's letting people go because he knows you got to save those tires. I always say, if you're passing the 52 car at Dover, you got to think about exactly what you're doing.
And exactly why he's letting you pass, excuse me. What he wants to do is he wants to get in a spot where, as a veteran, he knows the field will generally spread out, especially at the start. So what he wants to do is he's letting these guys by just like he's doing right now, and then getting into a safe spot, but still in that lead draft, and just kind of ride right now. And with a big 26 car field, I think we have here, you definitely have to think there might be some cautions. But right now, everybody is getting her done.
Absolutely, we're off to a nice clean start here, and that's always key. I mean, Dover, the trend tends to be you have a quick caution, maybe another one because cautions breed cautions, then settle in for long green flag runs after that. The second half of this race is almost always squeaky clean. And that's when you look for, as you said, those pit stops are everything. It's an odd pit road. You got that wall that sticks out. It's right there. You see as Slim Jim goes by it. You got the end of the pit wall entrance just waiting to kill your car if you slide those tires coming into the pits. It's a 35 mile per hour pit speed, which is just weird for a track this size, but that's what it is. So it's real easy to get yourself nailed speeding, real easy to come in on just trashed tires and miss pit road entirely, or even worse, slam into that wall. And you'll see they'll be stuck in a pack like this, right up until that green flag stop, and then that'll be the great determining factor as to who comes out with a healthy lead and who falls out of the pack.
Well, thinking about Pops Markison there, one eye, God bless him. Peripheral vision is an issue, and but also, generally you look at it, markers, and he's running really well in 10th place.
The good news is we call it 3D graphics, but it's still 2D.
Hopefully he can take old one eye to the optometrist today. That's a Miltism there. Ding. Ken Hansen having such a strong season here, right where he wants to be. And he's dogging the 2-car of Will Farmer. Losing a little bit of gap. And here comes Ryan Johnson down low. Taking a look at Rick Castle. Can't make that pass. Rick's looking strong here, but he's got these guys all over him. Along with the 109 car of Rick Bisconner.
Little slide there. Gathers it up.
Wow, that's some hard, good racing right there. Now they got the heat in the tires. Let's go. Castle up, right up against the wall there. Don't think he touched, but he's going to let him by.
That's a little harder than I'd want to be racing right now.
That's pretty hard racing right there. He slides in front of Will Farmer. Ken Hansen looking on here. Ken Hansen struggling with connection, and he looked like he disappeared there. And he has disappeared. We got problems with the 9 there. Maybe at least from my view.
Well, and look at that, and none of us even picked him. Can't even call that a broadcaster jinx.
Well, I did hear he's been having connection problems all through practice and qualifying. Been struggling with it, restarting. Internet's a fickle thing. There's a million pieces of electricity flying in the million seconds here. It's going through a little tiny electrical cord, and all of a sudden you got all these guys racing each other, and they're all over the country in the United States. It's pretty amazing.
And Canada. I understand his pain. I went through it for a few months there.
Yeah, and it's weird. There's so many things that can happen. It's got to be a crew chief, a driver, and a computer scientist, or me. I'm sure as heck ain't a computer scientist, but I got friends, so that's very important. Bill Yarbrough just dogging Slim. Bill is such a great follower, and then he makes his move late in the race. This just looks like he never left, and we haven't seen him run in a long time, and he's right back to what he does. We haven't seen anybody challenge these two guys this far into a run. They start to fall back, but Bill is great at saving tires and getting right in the draft, and he's going to be an issue for the 23 and the 3 here.
Meanwhile, you see the 2-car gets around the 52 as Rick Johnson committed to the long run here. Definitely the way to go at the Monster Mile.
And he's covering all bases and still staying in the draft. Yes. Tendencies are caution, but here we are.
Tendencies for a quick caution, then long green for the rest of the night. Dover, despite how tough it is, doesn't tend to have a lot.
On the apron there, managed to handle it up, trying to make a move on Ryan Johnson. Couldn't make the pass, had to get back. Lost a little momentum. Rick Castle is hanging right in there. He's starting to see the skills of what he can do, and this is not the first time, obviously, and he ran well last week and also qualified well, and he's going to put one together here. Rick Johnson's starting to see this, and he's starting to pounce now. Saving
Yeah.
those tires. It's all about keeping that tire temperature down early, and then later.
We're exactly halfway in a run that you want to make to make it a nice 3-stop night, as it's 40 laps on fuel and tires, broken out into 4 runs.
You're going to see guys that have used their stuff up already starting to struggle and thinking about pitting early. Obviously, you want to go at least 40 laps to mathematically break it into quarters there. So, but you're going to see guys not be able to do that. If they don't crash, they're going to have to pit or get way back. You can eat. I've led this race and pulled away from the field, and in 29 laps, my tires were done, and I went back, and I couldn't even make it to, 35 laps. It's like, oh my gosh, I gotta pit, or I'm gonna blow the right front.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta manage the car, and you see there, just as predicted, 52 is on the move. The car has come to life, as everyone else's has started to give up. I think Ryan Johnson heated up just a little too much, trying to dice through traffic. He's starting to fall back.
Good racing with the 55 and the 143 of Bob Dixon. Taking a look on Evan Castle and couldn't make the fast. Coming up and dogging him, and then you got Ed Fowler behind that, trying to take advantage. Brian Lamb also running great. A great road racer. Jeff Hale also kind of chilling. Webster, Steve Webber, Big Cactus, and then you got the 53 of TG Reese and Sam Young kind of falling back a little bit there. Sam's a hanging out kind of guy like myself there, and that doesn't bode well for this track. When I finally started getting decent results racing here, I had to, unlearn what I had learned, as Yoda would say. Ding! That's a Meltism.
Oh, okay, I'll go via Yodism.
Unlearn what you haven't learned. Save you a kid.
Ooh, we've got a big old gaggle of cars up here. Ryan Johnson continues to just go backwards, and he's now fallen into the clutches of that aforementioned Lamb and Hale and Ed Fowler and the Bojangles. 05
108
car.
Dog is pitting. So already you got cars. You could even be going slower than the field and still eat your stuff up here. It's crazy.
Responding to a couple things in chat there. Steams Dev, whatever your real name is. I'm not sure who that is. Yeah, we just started, 29 laps ago, and it's been green from the drop, so I don't think it's going to be a long night. This has got a green flag field for it tonight. And that's the trend at Dover, too.
Kim
tires. Wright, Kim Wright checking in from work.
He's leaving pit road, sorry.
Yeah, Kim Wright checking in from work, pulling for the 101 of Tower Habik. Habik. Yes, I know, it's like a bad habit.
McKay was asking about, can this series race at Watkins win? Yes, it can.
It can. We usually run Riverside for our road course, though. Yeah.
And I'm still hoping to get to that.
Man, John Norton, the master track builder, is working on an updated Riverside. I'm just chomping at the bit, waiting for him to finish that and get us to run it here. It's gonna be so much nicer than the one we have.
We got more cars down pit road.
Yeah, those guys are all coming in early. That's not what you want to do.
Stidman. But you have to if you use your stuff up. That's the brutal nature of Dover. This is a concrete cheese grater. Smooth rhythm, lifting early and rolling. Because it's not just tires, it's also fuel.
Looks like Ryan
you can
Johnson.
use more fuel if you use the brake.
Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like Ryan Johnson has used up the right side of his car a little bit too.
Who's that? Mama, there goes that man. Who's that 52 in fourth place there? Whoa, boy. Going around lap traffic, the 3 and the 54 Bill, they've lost some space to the professor there. Slim Jim Gately out front from the beginning is just really rolling with the air on the nose there. Smooth as glass. Lift early, roll, pick up the throttle. He's the master at it. This is a great track for him.
See, that front three has just been content to cruise around like this. For these first 35 laps, they're looking at
Well, they're getting closer
5 laps.
to stops.
Figures.
Want to beat to 40. Brian Lamb exiting pit road. Oh, and he loses it almost. Gets sideways in the dirt, and the road racing experience for Brian Lamb. He saves it. That'll make your sticker packer for sure. Holy cow.
Well, we got that pit road exit called up there for Brian Lamb. We'll see what he went through as he tried to get this car up to speed.
You're pushing the envelope, and then you get those tires in the dirt there. That'll make your heart skip a beat.
Yeah, it actually wasn't too far out of control there. He had it pretty well woed up, so... Yep, he's alright.
Yeah, great control there. You know, that's an area you could lose it right there and wipe out a bunch of cars real quick. How about this field there? Pro Sim Racing at its best, FSB Racing. We're got to be looking at pit stops here for these guys in the top 10 that have managed to save their stuff.
You'll see in the bottom right, I've got the pit road entrance camera called up, and we'll watch as they come in.
You got to get down to 35 miles an hour. You can barely see it out of the left side of your car, and you're coming down, and you got to just know where to brake and then drop off that banking onto the access road. Otherwise, you will impale that. We got pit stops here. Here we go.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, when you're doing this, your tires are completely shot. Ooh, someone slid wide there. Looked like that was Rick Sconner, but he got in there.
Oh, 09 Brian Lamb was before him, so nobody else has signaled yet. If they can go a few more laps here, which they can, saving fuel, if you do it properly, you can go 43, 45 maybe. Just in case the caution comes out. Who's going to flinch next? Nothing on the radio scanner.
Yeah, we've gone all the way to 42 laps already? And people still aren't hitting pit road. That's surprising. In fact, I think the 59 just got lapped.
Oh, we got Will Farmer just hit the wall a little bit. Under pressure from Bob Smargerson. Just a little love tap. Should be fine there. Oh, and he gets loose coming up on Castle. These guys are signaling now. Now they're coming in. Trying to signal 101 of Towers coming in. 31, Brad Otto. The 3 of Mark DeCinza on the radio. Slim Jim Gately, your leader, is coming in. Let's take a look here. I'm going to go in car with the great Slim Jim Gately. And I missed it. It's too late, but great pit stop. He locks him up at the line. Bill Yarborough off the couch, doing a great job. He's had to race this week. There's no way you can come off the couch and and run like that, but he is all over the 23. This is old school Bill Yarborough at his best. Still got to hit your marks. They come down in slim with that great pit stall. You love that first place stall. The
Here comes
54
Rick Johnson.
Bill Yarborough right there on his tail. 4 tires for both cars and fuel. 2 cans of fuel. Gets the 23 gets off, and so does the 54 right behind him. Mirror image pit stops. Pro Racing. Get some.
What was
Now
the
you're
fastest
coming out-
lap this round?
Now you're coming out here with cars that are got warm tires now, pushing, trying to, and you're trying to, that's the thing about Dover is things get discombobulated. Here comes a 52 after a great run. He's going to try to settle back in 3rd or 4th there. He's going to be shocked a little bit going, man, really? No caution? And I was going to snooker these guys. Instead, they're just executing.
Yeah, Barrett McKay there asking what the fastest lap so far is. Well, you're looking at him. The 09 of Brian Lamb ran a 23.379 at some point. And he goes 3 wide coming off turn 4. Red Auto gets a little piece of the wall, but all is well.
And that's probably why he had to pit a few laps earlier. Here comes Jeff Hale, a whole bunch of gaggle of cars down pit road. We got action everywhere.
No, I'm still showing Rick Castle as the leader with Pops Margison in 2nd. Looks like Pops is coming in.
Huge gaggle there. Lap cars. Oh my gosh. Evan Castle coming out. Are these guys good or what?
Yeah, Rick Castle's on pit road right now. Hands the lead over to Pops Margison, who's also pitting. Which means it should cycle to TG Reese, I believe.
Crown Royal car exits pit road. Great stop. Smooth as glass. How's he going to factor in here coming out? Wall real close there, coming out. Got to stay down. It's clear. Spotter says clear. Go. Great sequence for Rick Castle. Battles all over the field for 16th and 17th. The boss, Sam Young, and Dave Simons going at it.
Evan Castle's stuck in the grass in turn 1 and 2.
We got smoke, yeah. Evan Castle has disconnected.
I don't know what happened there.
He is done there. They've gotten a speeding ticket or something, or
maybe he lost a gear coming out. I don't know, just called it a night. I've seen motors blow under stranger circumstances than that, so we'll have to find out later. I'm trying to figure out, looks like Slim Jim Gately has indeed cycled back to the lead. And there he is, with Jeff Hale right in front of him, tail end of the lead lap.
Up the trailer and they're gone.
Wow, what a great run. I can't believe this.
Absolutely.
Ooh, 151 gets a little close to the 101 of Jeff Haywick.
As a fan and a racer, this is exactly what you want to see. It don't get much better than this, folks. Hard racing all around the track. Everybody fighting for everything, executing pit stops. Professional.
Racing all over the track. Everybody's racing.
Say, Rick Johnson running that out as far as he did, it kind of caught me by surprise. I guess he was banking on a caution and didn't want to get caught a lap down, but it cost him some time.
Yeah, it cost him, absolutely, because his pit stop was golden,
And that's the difference these tires make. I mean, you're looking 2-3 seconds slower by the end of a run.
Got lap cars mixed in. Huge gap between Rick Johnson and Rick Pisconer for fourth and fifth. A bunch of lap cars. Guy Pitcher still trudging along in the 151. Great job by Guy, my Donkey Bob teammate there in iRacing, and good solid
Looks like
run.
Dog's had some kind of a problem. Dog got some kind of problem. Smoke on the front stretch, but no caution as the 108 was going slow.
Well, 6 drivers a lap down, even including Jeff Hale.
That's how quickly it happens, huh, Dan?
I think Jeff Hale had a pit problem. I didn't see what happened on his pit stop, but meanwhile, let's see what happened with Dog here in the 108. Looks like he's just going into 3 and 4, and he caught the apron big time as he wrestled for control again. He was still loose, and he got a little side contact with the 2. Hard contact to the inside, and I think that put a tire down immediately, but no caution as he kept rolling straight, and cars just zipped by him on either side. Hairy situation, but yeah. We stay green, and there's going to be...
Brad Otto, I think there. Great avoidance by the field, and tough luck for Dog, man.
Tough luck for Dog, and that car is heavily damaged, if not terminal.
You know, we just talked this week, and he's really excited about what his team has been doing. He got a second-place finish, helping a teammate across the line for a super speedway win. And but that's racing. Tonight's not going to be his night.
Yeah, some days you're the bug, and some days you're the windshield.
Some days you're the hammer, and some days you're the nail. Ding!
Well, as predicted, we've spread this field out with the pit stops. The big winners there being Slim Jim Gately and Bill Yarborough, with Mark DeSenza up third as well. They're all there, still in the lead draft together.
09 pitting again here, way early.
Yeah, Lamb was on an early schedule last time, too. Yeah, it's just, that's not the way I'd go with it.
Yeah, the leaders were like 43 laps, so they won't. Their projected pit stop would be like 86.
Yeah, Barrett, we did the. He's asking if we did the late model races yet. We did that last week, and young Will Farmer in the 2-car was your winner at New Smyrna.
Dog still going there. With that damage, heavily damaged. Rick Johnson looking down low. Dog giving him the space there. Trying to collect team points there.
See, Rick Johnson, he had taken a little bit of time off of that lead, but now he's back to 4 seconds.
Still, though, there is an advantage to what he's done because he can pit later than these guys if there is a caution in between that next pit cycle. Should he get to that?
That's what I think he's banking on.
The real-time Chevrolet just been. I'm just so impressed. I kind of knew that it would be like this. This is his kind of track, and he's got great skills. And
I rang you up for real-time. That's a defunct video codec. Realtree would be his sponsor.
Oh, Realtree.
The
Okay,
outdoors.
sorry. Ding. Slim Jim Gately just pacing the field. Norris is counting their chips right here, but long way to go, of course. But the 23 is the class of the field tonight.
You'll see on the right side.
Dip yourself into a Slim Jim.
The right side will ride in car with Rick Johnson as he masterfully negotiates the concrete banking of the Monster Mile.
6-time Pro Cup champion, one of the greatest drivers in the history of FSB. is showing up tonight, and he's in a battle. You lift him, but you see the. You don't really see what you look at least what I look at, is the standing light there. Look at your right-hand corner, you lift, use that as a marker, or you can look at a sign on the wall or tire marks as a lift point through your eyes to hit that every lap. Not using any brakes here, lift and roll. Let the car roll through the center. Make sure it pushes down on that right front to get that nice roll and exit. Lap after lap, we see him down on the bottom right there, right in the center of the corner. Exactly where you want to be. That saves tires and also saves fuel.
We got ourselves.
We got a car in the wall.
Yeah, car on the wall there. That should bring caution on the speedway.
Caution is out. More cars crashing in the back. Rick Johnson trying to slow down.
Yeah.
Jeff Hale spinning. Great job by Rick Johnson, and also having T.G. Reese behind him, getting down the binders right there. Now we got a whole new ball game. See what happened here.
Oh, I found it.
First yell of the race.
Comes here at lap 73.
Laps.
And it was the 3 and the 54 following Slim Jim Gately here, running second and third as they head into turn 1. Looks like, well, 54 got a little help. Went left side into the wall pretty hard, and then as he drives down the banking, I don't know what happened to 29.
Oh my gosh, Mark is going to feel so bad. Especially, Bill coming back. Oh my gosh. They're going around a lap car right there. Bill's trying to get out of it to make sure he makes the corner. It looks like Mark charged in there pretty hard, but it's hard to see from Mark's position whether Bill slowed down more than he thought, and I'm sure that's what it is. I would chalk that up as a racing incident, even though, we are just broadcasters.
Now here's what happened with the 29. So because he was avoiding that, he just got down there and... Oh, I see. The 143 got loose coming off the corner after avoiding that, and 29 was there. And yeah, Jeff Hale just retires on the spot. He was already down lap. And I guess because he wasn't going to get back into it in there, and now he had damage, he just decides to try again next time.
I'll be right back. This caution sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers.
Ka-ching.
Just about at the halfway point in this race, 74 laps and 1 yellow.
Yeah, so now those guys who could go 42 and beyond are going to be in good shape because they can still make it a one-stop race from here. You see Slim Jim Gately will be holding on to the lead. This catches Rick Johnson right back up to them in third.
I wonder if Rick Johnson will do the same thing. Go back.
Oh, you know he will, because he's still got to make those tires last the 42 laps or so to make it the one-stop race. And your lucky dog should be... Oh, it was up a second ago. I think it was TG Reese should be your free pass lucky dog recipient.
Yeah, we're not really getting anybody coming out of the in-car center that wants to talk right now. So
Yeah, I think Jeff just well, Bill Yarborough and Jeff Hale both just
night,
disconnected.
Everybody's tired and working hard. These guys that are on the East Coast, heck, it's almost 10:30. And worked all week and run, and sometimes you just I'm done. You know, good run, but good sportsmanship as usual. That's the cornerstone of FSB racing is sportsmanship. Good hard racing, but you know. Get treated well here, and you know, of course you have to behave too. So here we go. We're lined up again.
We should be getting back at it here. Second gear start, and everyone is starting first gear here at Dover, or you will spin the tires, and it looks like everyone's off clean for turn one. A lot of cars lined up a lap down on the inside, though. That's something you don't see every day.
Gotta be tricky. Trying to go to the back.
Oh, Bob Dixon around in the backstretch. Francis Dittman gets a... Oh, man.
Cautions bring cautions. Now
cautions do indeed, and that was a hard hit for both the 143 and the 00.
Rick Johnson up to P3 there. Cautions is definitely what he needed. Still, even slowing down here, Dover's really tough for slowing down, waiting for the pace car. You got to be on it and get down and get slowed down without hitting each other. You got lap cars trying to get their laps back.
Meanwhile,
that's crazy stuff.
We'll follow Bob Dixon here through this restart and until the point of contact. He gets a clean start down on the bottom of the lap down cars. And I guess it just... Oh, he thought he was going to drift up into the 109, overcorrected a little bit, tried to lock it down, but Francis Dittman, man, he just had nowhere to go.
Oh, hard lick, wow. Boom! Watching on a delay a little bit here, I wasn't fast enough to rewind it myself. But...
Here we go, right on board with Francis and see what he saw. Oh, he just look at he. Did you see the 143? He came up off the ground when he got hit. All four wheels were up in the air after the Bandit hit him. So that's going to be some serious damage for the 00 car.
Well, you see
he went straight to the pits, the closed pits.
Francis was on the brakes, but at 170 miles an hour, it's not much you can do.
And it looks like Francis has indeed retired the car. He must have taken some heavy engine damage there.
Oh, definitely. Great season for Francis, though, in all divisions. Coming off the couch last year and starting to really get some good runs. And Bob Dixon has run well. You know, it's just pro league, it's hard, you know. I mean, it's just not his night tonight.
Yeah, it looked to me like Bob thought he was going to get into the 109, maybe just cranked that wheel a little too much to the left, and the self-cleaning track cleaned him out. That's what they call Dover.
So much talent out here, and the difference, the milliseconds of difference here is very close, and luck too. And racing could be a luck thing. We saw Ken Hansen in the last couple of years just have horrible luck, and
he's one of the best.
You know, and he's one of the best. And so you never know.
Meanwhile, we are At a nice even 80 laps to go, or exactly halfway. It's
That's a field
definitely,
window.
yeah, it's definitely a one-stop race, no matter which strategy you're on. So let's see if we can get this to play out clean and green, and see who can hold off Rick Johnson.
Gotta understand too, you know, these guys are all competitive, devoted, serious pro sim racers. Even, you know, applicants or whatever. When you see them run like this, you know, they've been doing this stuff, and a lot of times you go a long way without a good result. But the thing is that's why they're all here. They don't want to race against pretend cars on a little video game thing with their little controller. They want to race with a rig, a steering wheel, against some of the best in the world in NASCAR 2003, and let the cards lay the way they lay. You know, if I finished 15th in this league in a race, I feel like that's a decent accomplishment. Everybody wants to win, you know, but stories all through this of different experiences, and all these guys have won races. And look at Guy Pitra, my buddy there, you know, running 17th here, still solid, not a scratch on the car. Knock on wood. Man, if he wrecks, he's gonna kill me. You know? But that Cobra Ford there running, you know, and he's feeling it, you know. I mean, he's loving it. Right now, he's having a great time battling neck to neck with some of the best NASCAR 2003 drivers in the world.
And I'll put the roof cam of Sam Young on the side-by-side here as he brings it up through the gears on this restart.
Sammy up to 5th, and it's to stay on the lead lap, which, you know, those cautions helped him. On the short run, he's as good as anybody. Got the lap car of Brad Otto. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. Do you feel dizzy? Do you feel faint?
That's a double Milty. Yeah, meanwhile, the 3-car of Mark DeCenza was looking a little racy there. It looks like he wanted to try and pick up a lap-led point if he hasn't already, but couldn't quite get around Slim Jim.
He's got to kind of be careful there. One incident so far.
That's true. He definitely has an incident on his plate.
And you know, we all know Mark. He wins races. He's so humble. Such a great guy, great friend. I'm sure he feels terrible. He's already reached out to Bill, and I'm sure he'll reach out to him after the race too. Just, you know, that's racing.
There he goes, taking another look.
But you got to put that behind you and go back to racing. Oh boy, woo!
That's about as close as you want to cut it.
That's about all you can say about that. You know, is oh my god.
Well, he held on to it. He's gathered it back up, and
in my experience, you know, having an incident on me and knowing it, and still having a good car, you still got to race hard. Here comes the 52 putting pressure on.
Absolutely.
You still got to race hard. You obviously don't want to wreck anybody, but you can't let it affect you. And the way you drive, because these guys are trying to wreck each other. So look at that sandwich there. Red box Ford, the all-world Rick Johnson there.
I think they only think there's 10 laps left. They're giving her.
There's a feel, you know, you get on the track. Absolutely. All of a sudden you're starting to think, you know, now it's us, you know.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're running this hard, knowing that they still have to make another stop to get to the finish.
Yeah, last lap for Mark DeCenza, 23.5. Best lap, 23.3. So now he's letting the 52 by.
Yeah, the 52 has now turned the fastest lap of the race, having run a 23.3 at some point in this.
Surprise, surprise! As Gomer Pyle would say. You don't think this guy can run one lap as fast as anybody in the world? He can. Sitting back there, sitting on his sack of seeds there for a while.
Well, I'll go side by side again, give you a Rick's eye view as we go on board with Rick Pisconer in the 109 STP car, while I step aside and get myself a drink.
Absolutely. Sponsored by whatever you're drinking. Well, you know what? Let's give Budweiser another kick here. Here comes Rick Johnson pushing all of a sudden. These guys know each other real well. They're starting to go, okay, what's on his mind? Well, what's on his mind is the fuel window is a little bit shorter, but not much shorter. But when you have track position like this, it's us and how many cars are in the lead lap. So do I have to worry about saving anymore? Probably not. As long as I stay with these guys, they got to use up as much tires as I do. Let's see how that tire dig affects them later. Dan, you and I, we always seem to be about the 5th or 6th place in this battle. Then back there, should we save? Are we going to stay in that draft? What's your thoughts?
I have to do everything I can to stay up with you guys, and I tend to wear my stuff out before you guys.
Well, that's the thing, is you're wanting to sit back and play in the draft and also attack these guys when they fail, but they don't fail.
If I'm in the top 10 or top 5, I like to just stay where I'm at and hope for the best. Maybe the first 3 or 4 can race really hard, and
I would say that's probably what TG Race is thinking right now. Always, running well in the top 10 and had some later race bad luck. Now he's sitting on the downside of this race and still running well. But he did push up high there. Rick Pisconer is taking a look, 109, and he makes the pass. Looks like maybe the 53 might be pushing a little bit on that right front.
Yeah, all it takes is one or two bad laps and it pushes you back. Wear those tires out. Make them scream, Shawn will tell me.
Back to our leader, Jim Gately. Let me tell you something here, Dan. I'm going to win this race.
My pick. He's gonna.
I know you picked me, so I got to win it. That's not how Slim talks. That's how Randy Savage, man.
More like Elvis. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Last lap for Slim Jim Gately, 23.7. Best lap, 23.4. Still, they've lost about a 10th there in that 10-lap run there. Still a long way to go in that fuel window of at least 20 laps. And with this pace, just like you said, Dan, last lap 23.6, best lap 23.4, 2/10. He knows what he's doing, but that's still a pretty fast pace. Rick Johnson backing off a little bit. Either that or he's just the air of the nose of the 23 leading is giving him that advantage to have that speed and save tires.
I saw that when we had that first run that he pulled away later on in the race.
Absolutely.
I think that's why they were racing him so aggressively to get ahead of him.
Yeah, because they knew if they couldn't get ahead at the beginning and put the pressure on, try to make him make a bobble. Good luck with that.
That clean air sure helps, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Now they're coming up on lap traffic, but the lap traffic's going to do everything they can to get out of the way, so it's going to be hard for these guys to get an advantage unless they get lucky and find a couple cars racing each other closer to, trying to get their laps back on the lead lap kind of guys, 15th, 13th place guys up towards the top 10 trying to get their lap back. Then they're going to be racing. Maybe they can call Slim down, but right now he's got clear sailing, and Doris, Mama is loving it. Yeah, tonight we need a win tonight, and must have had that talk with Slim before the race because so far he's out there executing, and he gained about a car length there. Last lap 23.8 for Slim, 23.9 for Rick Johnson. However, the 3 is all over the 52 like a bad shirt. Fourth place, Rick Piscona, great run, but he's losing draft. When we say you have air on the nose and it's helping you, Slim's also got the draft push from the cars behind him. Connor's got air on the nose, but he has no draft push because they're even on a track like this, a mile track, you do get some draft.
And he's fallen now outside the draft bubble, as I believe it's about 1.5 to 1.6 back. So, yeah, he's going to start falling back even faster now.
Fifth place, Rick Castle, out of that group, but still got to be thinking right now, I'm having a great run. I'd sure like a caution as long as I'm not involved and I can get back there and try to deal with these guys. But
yeah,
a great run for the 124 Crown Royal, and that's some good stuff, but it make me goofy.
Oh, sure, it's the Crown Royal that makes you goofy.
Yeah.
And the 3 is looking underneath the 52 right now.
But he's got some, I'm sorry, 124's got some company there with Will Farmer, as he called himself tonight, young Will Farmer. Taking a look, he can't make the pass.
NASCAR's got young Ryan Blaney, we've got young Will Farmer.
Pops Marguson, one eye there, is in 7th. Are you kidding me? The Wiley veteran, former champion in this series. You think this guy can try closing one eye and drive down the highway? That could be tough. 8th place, Dave Simons, great recovery and staying on the lead lap. He's battled. And this is a great run for him. We've seen Dave qualify well. I bet you that Dodge camp right now is thinking we can get a top 10 here, get just a good finish and get our name in the lights here a little bit. Well, obviously, we know what he can do, but it's pro racing. Guy picture in there, 14th there. He's moved up 3 spots, but he is a lap down. He would like to get his lap back, but he's got way too many cars to think about at this point. He's going to try to see if he can hang with the 02 and make something happen here. Bill Farmer, 9th. Great solid run for Bill. Staying in the top 10 here. Little bit of space here. He's got 10th and 11th, and there was a pass for 10th place. Steve, the big cactus. Weber gets Ed Fowler in the bow. Mr. Bojangles. Dance.
Meanwhile, Rick Johnson is really falling back as they start to get into get ever closer to the pit window here. This is the point where he's usually moving forward. So I think they may have made him run too hard at the start.
Exactly. Dan nailed it. He saw Dan's been out there racing against these guys, and he nailed it. That pace was too torrid for Rick Johnson following Slim without the air on the nose there. What a great show these guys have put on tonight again. Trudging along there at 18th, Jeff Havoc. This is a good, building block run for him. Only sim racing, a year and a half up against pro league, pro drivers. Got a damaged car there, but he's hanging and learning how to control the car. This stuff does not happen overnight. Unless you're a prodigy.
Rick Johnson has fallen all the way to 4th as Rick Pisconer in the 109 has gotten around him.
Looks like Slim Jim Gately is moving up to put Jeff a lap down here, or another lap down. I just love that, though. Jeff is just exemplary dude, and what a crazy ass job he has in real life. And
nope.
But it's easy when things go your way to have fun. But he has fun, and he's learning and battling, and just love that.
Yeah, my main thought on what he does for a living is nope.
No way.
Nope. I am not climbing. I'm not even afraid of heights, and I ain't going up a 2,000-foot tower to paint it.
Heck no. This is the window here, and we have pit stops. T.G. Reese in the 53 Skull Bandit car. Ding!
Yeah, do you pit now, or do you wait a few more laps?
If I'm Rick Johnson, I'm hitting pit road right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're Slim Jim Gately, you wait a little bit if you got...
In fact, I'm going to follow Rick Johnson here as he's coming around 3 and 4 and not taking. This is a mistake.
Car, ding, down on pit road. 4 tires for the 53 and fuel. Little hang up on the right rear.
Here comes Slim Jim. Slim Jim, Mark DeCenza right behind him, and Rick Johnson right behind them.
Off Markison on pit road to 3M Ford. Your leader down pit road. Ooh, this is pucker time here, but not for this guy.
Looks like Rick made a better pit entrance than the other two. He closed a lot of space up.
That's that mama. There goes that man. That is that guy. Are you kidding me? How many times does he pull that out of his hat?
Yeah, I think he pulled up 2-3 seconds there.
I think he had a missed opportunity not coming in the lap before, but that might have helped right there. That good entrance.
Stuff. Well, you look at the mindset of the 23. I'm leading. I don't want to blow this, and that's what gets in your head. So you take it conservatively. Rick Johnson has got, I got nothing to lose here. I'm not racing for points. Oh boy, as Slim goes around the 59 there, crazy stuff as Ryan Johnson
sometimes when you're pitting, isn't it sometimes better to gauge off the guy in front of you when you get close down?
Absolutely.
And, the 52 had nothing to lose there. And we know how he knows how to slide across that line. He was one of the first guys
Dave Simons.
I've seen that.
Dave Simons eats the end of the pit wall, like we talked about in the intro.
Like we talked about there. Will that bring out a caution?
It does not appear to have. He retired very quickly.
tough luck for the 02 car.
And I wasn't even looking. I've still got the side-by-side up with the pit road entrance camera. And he was in the lead when he came in, too. Look, he still hasn't even cycled out. But I heard it.
Guy Pitra staying out in the lead. From the couch to first place, he's going to lead a lap.
Got a point.
Got a point. Just great for my partner there. My teammate. And I'm not surprised. This guy can drive, and even if you're not going to have the speed coming off the couch, generally, but just to have car control and running good and keeping the car clean, he's obviously going to have to box here. He's going to have to pit here real quick.
Yeah, Jeff Habak down pit road. This should cycle back to Slim Jim, as he had an excellent pit stop, and in fact he's already back up to second place. And there's Guy right now, actually right in front of him, so Slim will be unlapped before Guy even hits pit road.
Down pit road, Brian Lamb in the 09 Penske Ford. Man! 4 tires. Dog in. They're going to beat on that car. That thing's definitely beat up. But, Dog in life, he's been beat up, but he never gives up. Comes back, paralyzed from the waist down. Special racing controls on the steering wheel. He lives for this stuff. This is great. Great stuff, man. Great racing. Brian Lamb exiting pit road. Up to P3, Rick Biscon, a great run for him. STP, the Racer's Edge. That STP car is rolling. He's all over the back of Rick Johnson here, trying to get on the podium.
Yeah, meanwhile, those guys are a second back of the 3 car, Mark DeSenza, who also has the draft of 59 and 151, so they might still be within striking distance.
Guy Pitra just pitting, coming out, cold tires, getting past for 14th, and he's got Rick Johnson on him. A lot of pressure there. With those cold tires, he does a great job as a pro, letting those guys by.
You got Hunter stuffing things. Checking in again. Thanks for checking in.
Hello, Hunter.
I think he was want to join us from the Xbox last week.
Right on. Yen can cook, and so can you. That's a Miltism right there.
I don't even know where that came from. I just nowhere.
I think that deserves 2.
Yen Can Cook used to be on public.
I know that
television.
I just came out of left field.
That's how my brain works.
Number 3 car is closing that gap.
So is the 52.
Well, he's got those Wranglers pulled up tight there and ready to go.
Yeah, Rick Johnson wants these two to get at each other as soon as possible.
Thing is, when they go after each other, they just work together. And it's so hard to make a pass at this speed when these guys are running 23.5s. You need a mistake. You need a guy to miss his mark. Get a foot off of where they wanted to be. You have a chance, but they don't do that. There again, there they are.
And they've pulled that gap back out on the 52 car. He had pulled into the 1.4 range, but now he's back in the 1.5s.
Like, don't be a break here. Not going to get one. Good luck with that.
As I mentioned before, he's got to get that down to 1.4 to start getting effect from the draft. At least in front of him.
That's the same with all courses, isn't it? 1.4,
Yep,
1.5.
that's pretty much the
Absolutely,
bubble.
yeah.
It's a little stronger at higher speeds, but it still does start to have effect on these mile and a half tracks.
The big cactus. Up to P7 there. What a battle for the 83 car. He's been trudging all night and still wanting a piece of that top 5, but all into the top 10. Great run for Steve. Battling with that gaggle of cars all the way through that top 10. Came out on top of the second pack of duds right there.
I think Rick Johnson either almost or did get a piece of wall there, as he's just trying everything to catch up and falling even further back now in the 1.7s. This is going to come down to a Slim Jim and Mark DeSenza shootout unless we get the late caution that changes everything.
Battle for 11th place, Rick Castle, and
Rick Fowler.
Rick Fowler. and Castle makes the pass there. Great job. Great racing. He's got, I said it already. Are these guys good or what? That's battling stuff right there, folks.
Will Farmer and Pops
Can Ed
Marguson.
Fowler stay with the 124? Seems like Ed's going backwards and Rick is going forward.
Yeah,
and they're in danger of getting lapped here too. The leaders are coming up on them.
Check out the generation gap in our battle for 5th place here. The 2 of Will Farmer and the 99 of Pops Marguson.
Older and young.
Absolutely.
11 cars still on the lead lap.
Older and young. Pops is gonna slap me for that, but
I think he's been saving
Pops
up
is
for
a
one
rock.
big old slap he owes you for like 10 years, right, man?
Absolutely, yeah.
Will Farmer just continues to impress, learning every week. Yeah, winning a short track race at New Smyrna. I mean, beating Sammy on a short track? Come on, man.
Well, and his average finishes, and last year he found himself in the wall a lot, and a lot of times it wasn't his fault directly, but he's just racing his luck too, but it's also being in the right place at the right time. So
Absolutely, yeah. Jim Ray himself would say, just because it wasn't your fault doesn't mean there's something else you could have done in that situation.
Play your mind all the way through the entire race and what got you to this point.
I can think of very few situations where something wasn't my fault, but there was also nothing I could do about it. Most of those are on super speedways. There's almost always something you could have done, even if it would have required, clairvoyance on your part. I think
Sometimes
probably
that split second comes up pretty fast.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes you see it coming. You see the wreck coming. You know it's about to, and you're already off the throttle.
24-3 for Biscotter in 5th. 24-0-1-3 for Rick Johnson. They're in the 24s now. Definite tire dag here.
We're getting down to the end.
Yet the leaders are still on the edge of the 23s, 23-9 for Mark DeSenza, and a 24-1 for Jim Gately. Mark DeSenza starting to, dun, 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 dun.
I think John Williams wants to slap you now.
When the eyes rolled back in their head. And you see those teeth. You know they're coming.
Yeah, Sam Young up to 9th place there. He's gotten around Rick Castle in the 124. Sets his sights on Bill Farmer in the 06. Excellent comeback night for our promoter and owner, the big boss here at FSP, Sam Young, as he is settled in Florida, got himself a halfway decent internet connection, and get back to racing. So good to see him back on the track and having some success.
A little jealous of Florida, but that's okay.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. Although, honestly, the other day I was talking to him on the phone, and he's like, he holds his phone up to the window and says, "Can you hear that?" And the rain was coming down so hard, it was just pelting the window. And I was like,
whoa, and he's in a great battle right here.
yeah, he's working on Bill Farmer for that 8th position.
And he's got Rick Castle right there. This might be the best race on the track right here. Oh, right up against the wall.
He didn't hit it.
Sammy.
Did not hit it.
He gets sideways, and that's how he rolls. He always puts on a show.
Mr. Excitement.
Driver, that dude gets sideways. Now he's got Castle on the inside.
Yeah, he heated up the tires. Heated up the tires, used up some momentum there, and that gave Rick a little window to sniff, but it wasn't quite enough to get in there.
Battling down, coming up on 6 to go. Solidly in the lead. Doris is baking the cake right now, but it's not coming out of the oven until her son gets the victory, so.
Yeah, if he loses, the cake goes straight in the garbage.
Absolutely.
That's the rules.
Come on, sir. Can't call Slim son.
5 laps. Let's go.
Almost only as old, almost as old as I am. Still the great battle here. Sammy Young all over Bill Farmer. Bill Farmer, great run for Bill. Top 10. He'll be very happy for that, but it ain't over. Sam up right on his doorstep, taking a look, putting pressure on him, backing off. Folks, you don't know how hard that is when you're in your view trying to hit your marks and you're following that close. We all drive on the freeway and the road, and just at 55 miles an hour, get too close to somebody and they slam on their brakes, you might hit them.
I tell you, this racing is a workout. I come out with a drenched T-shirt every time.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've been known to have to take a sweater off on pit stops. Yeah, start out cold and then sweating by halfway, and make a pit stop and 4 tires fuel, take the sweater off in 15 seconds.
2 laps.
Bill Farmer still holding off Sam Young. The race on the track as Jim Gately is just way out in front right now.
Yeah, this time by is the 2 to go.
Under pressure.
White flag in the air.
Right
Oh,
up to the wall. Here comes
there we go. My counter was a
the
little behind.
124 down low. Castle, he can't make the pass, but now Sam is pushed up. The racing for a top 10 here. And beyond. Can't make the pass. Great racing.
Looks like, yep, Sam will hold on for that 9th spot. Meanwhile, Slim Jim Gately just cruises to victory. Just ran roughshod over the field all night.
Slim Jim.
Pole and a first place finish. Way to go, Slim Jim.
Yeah, 1 from the pole. They couldn't touch him tonight.
Here comes the 124 on the inside, the last lap. He can't make the move on Sammy. Man, I'm so excited I can't even talk. Maybe those 20 beers I had before, but how about that?
Only 20 tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I try not to count. It ruins my good time.
That was Miltism number 22.
Look at those guys all
look at that.
loving on each other right there. You don't think these guys don't love this stuff, man? 20, baby. Wow, great stuff. Slim Jim just dominates from start to finish. Pole to winner. It was never even in. We seen him follow the three and get wiped out by the three, and tonight he just made the three his lunch, and the whole field. And Dan Jones gets the pick of the day for sure.
Unbelievable.
Just like I said, just a dominant performance.
We're all three drivers, and we just look at it and just go, "Wow, how." I did not expect him to be able to wipe the floor with this field like that. We know the professor is a badass, but wow.
He was
He was due, and his mama said he was due, and we needed to win, and Doris, he got it.
Anybody that can get his mom in here to watch him, I'm pretty
Absolutely.
proud.
Absolutely.
So once again, your field. Slim
right
Jim
back.
Gately in the 23, bringing home the victory. Average speed 133.652 miles per hour. I believe we only had those 2 caution flags all night long. So torrid pace set out there tonight. I mean, we're done at 11:01 tonight. That's a good night. Only been on the air an hour and a half now. A little less than that, actually. Hour and 26, according to my OBS counter. Mark DeSenza brings the 3-car home second. He just couldn't do anything with Slim Jim all night long. Great run, but it's hard to pass here, and especially when it's Slim in front of you. Rick Johnson, Mr. Concrete, just couldn't quite catch up with those 2 tonight. I think he played the strategy wrong a couple times. I think he was forced out of his element there, running harder than he wanted to, and just fell 5 seconds back there in 3rd place. But Rick Bisconner, the other Rick there, brings the 109 car home 4th. Will Farmer, 5th place at his default home track, being the Jersey boy, just north of Dover here. Pops Margison with another one-eye top 10 there in 6th place. Steve Weber in the 83. Bill Farmer in the 06, and Sam Young fighting hard for that 9th position, with Rick Castle rounding out your top 10. Rounding out the field, we got Ed Fowler, first car lap down. TG Reese, and it just switched on me. Okay.
I'll finish it off. Then Guy Petrie, Brad Otto, Ryan Johnson, Brian Lamb, and it just kicked out for me.
All right. Meanwhile, I believe my partner Milty there has rounded up our top 3 finishers. And we'll get the post-race show up here.
Definitely it is here. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, take it away, Milty.
No, well, I was talking to the 124 in the other racing channel there. So, but I was just telling him what a great race here. But from start to finish, from first to last, what a battle! What great green flag racing! Great guys battling to stay on the lead lap, and then of course we got these studs here up in the front here, and we start with Slim Jim Gately. Your mom called it tonight. We needed a win tonight. That's what she said on YouTube, and you didn't disappoint. And there you go.
All right, don't play more than 24 seconds of that. I don't want YouTube busting us.
Yo!
Had to do it, man. Had to do it.
Doris, we did it!
You still with us, Mama Gately? I don't see her in the chat. Hopefully she's still watching. But our boy got done tonight.
Yes, he did. Slim.
Slim.
From start to finish, you just dominated. Dan had you picked. Well, you were his man. But we didn't think you would really wipe the field, the floor with these guys, but you did.
Man, I don't know how I did it. Well, I was telling Mark, I've followed Rick so many times at this place, and I've picked up a few things on some entries that he does, and I pretty much owe that to him, I guess. So thanks for letting me follow you and getting beat by you for so many years, Rick.
No problem.
Congrats to my teammate Mark. Great job by him as well. Good job, fellas. Oh, one other thing. I need to give a shout out to my mom if she's listening. Love you, Mom. Thanks for sticking with your son.
Yeah, she was about to change teams over to Mark DeSenza, I think. So you
Yeah,
got
There's that man.
yeah.
yeah, if you
I
didn't
don't-
start winning soon, she was gonna have to, be the turncoat, I think.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, her words were definitely, we need to win tonight. And we were surmising that pre-race, there's a little kiss and hand on your shoulder saying, we need to win tonight, son. And delivered.
Well, I could feel her on my shoulders the whole race, so that must have been what it was.
Mark,
Alright.
you started back a little bit, and you didn't have your usual grunt there at first. Did get into it with Bill there, and I know you feel terrible about that, and just a racing deal, but you did gather it up and get it back to going there. But that was good hard racing there with the 54. Just bummer, man.
Yeah, it really is. Sorry for him. I mean, I don't know really what happened. I went up and asked him what had happened. He wasn't sure. I don't know if he had let up. I mean, I had to slow right down. I don't really know what happened there. I'm sorry that happened. He had a good car, but and I did talk to Slim's mother today. Gave her a check, so I did it for you.
Yeah, she said she says on the YouTube channel, "Did son, so proud of you, and the cake is ready."
There you go. She baked the cake.
Well, Slim had the car. I mean, he had the best car all night out of everybody. And just nobody was going to be able to touch him.
Yeah, the way it looked to me was that Bill was trying to go around a lap car, and he was out off the line, so he had to get off it there, and
Yeah.
and it was just a racing deal, So Rick, P3 there kind of fell to the back like we see, and we're all saying these guys better watch this dude because this is his house, and maybe the pace kind of surprised you a little, or especially at the end there.
Yeah, the first part of the race, I kind of expected it to be a tire Steven race like usual, and I kind of threw that plan out the window after about 40 laps. So after seeing the pace Slim and Mark are running, and the setup was a little bit tighter to what I kind of like at Dover. I like to hang the back end out a little bit off the turns.
Yeah.
So every pit stop, I made a couple adjustments on my wheel, and finally at the end there, I got it somewhat where I liked it, but it was like a rocket ship for about 20 laps, and it would just fall off.
Yeah, that's exactly what we saw. It was like, who's this guy? All of a sudden, you were like all over him. But like me and Shawn were saying, and Dan, because he's falling, is he going to lose some of that right front? You see your right front tire temperatures going up there, and
yeah, it was going up.
Yeah.
I was surprised I finished in front of Rick, to be honest with you. I never really thought I was gonna. But I had a great run. I was just strong. Slim was just better. And
Yeah, Slim was just better.
I ran the best I could run here probably, and Slim was just better. That's all there was to it. And Rick, I don't know, he had some problems. It was usually, I figured I was finishing third. So, but anyway, there's nobody's gonna touch Slim. Good job, good run, Rick.
Yeah, great run, everybody. Looks like like I said, the pace seemed to catch Rick out there a little bit. I think maybe if in hindsight would have not gone quite as long on that first stop.
No, I probably would have went just as long. I'm trying to get fresher tires than what Slim had. Yep.
But he was always right in striking distance.
Yeah,
I mean, they run
until the
in
end.
front of me. I was catching them, but
Yeah, and then in the end, the pace seemed to catch you off guard there a little faster than I'm used to seeing you run at the start of a tire run.
right. Plus, it was so tight at the beginning of the race. I was like, "Oh, I got to change something."
Yeah, I didn't have nothing for Slim, so I figured if we could draft together, at least we could pull away from third place. But I knew I had nothing for Slim, so I could just run hard, and then when I start falling off, I ain't gonna get Slim. But hopefully, I'm far enough in front of Rick, to beat him. Basically, what I did.
Excellent. Well, great run, everybody. Clean green racing tonight. What do we have? Just 2 cautions?
Yeah, I was ready to say it was.
It
clean
was
Wow.
nice. Really nice.
Very good.
Yeah, it was just the 2 cautions, and that one was really immediately off the other. Someone just got loose coming off the corner on the restart. So, yeah, great run. I mean, we finished up at 11 o'clock tonight. And points are updated.
For Dover, that's pretty good.
Yeah, well, Dover does tend to have green flag racing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Mark DeSenza is our points leader. He moves up one spot over Ken Hansen, having just a terrible luck with his connection tonight.
Bad connection.
And drops all the way back to 4th place now as Slim Jim Gately trails by 11. And don't look now, Slim, but you got a young gun running you down here. Look at Will Farmer. Just 12 points back in 3rd place, tonight. 1 point back of Slim. So he had another solid top 5 run for Will is getting it done tonight. Ken Hansen, as I mentioned, 14 points back in 4th. And then Pops Marguson rounds out your top 5 as we progress. We're now a quarter into the season now. 12-week seasons we're running.
Did you say 11 points on Slim?
Yep, 11 points.
That's like having a 1 point lead.
Ha.
Yeah. You remember the couple of seasons back he was talking about that, and you see who won a championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't Slim.
Well, you wrote me to check that year.
Yeah, that's right.
If you see the 23 keep
All right,
running like
you.
that, you better bring your bacon with you.
You gotta. He just has had a little bit of bad luck, or he runs good every night. I knew even before the race started, him and Rick were going to be the 2, and Bill. So I really finished 3rd or 4th. To be honest with you.
It's not so much a
take
bad
it,
race. It's just that man that I keep having to try to pass. That man. Remember Milt? There goes that man.
There goes that man. Speaking of Mama, she just texted and love you too, son. So.
All right.
All right.
All right.
And he did beat me fair and square. He was just better than me, so he earned that. Good job.
All right. So again, great job,
Thank you.
everybody. We'll wrap it up here tonight. Early
show.
for a change. But thanks as always, Milt Minter Jr. and Dan Jones joining me up here in the booth.
Yep.
Thanks to our series sponsor, the Farmer Brothers Contracting, and Bill Farmer.
Farmer Brothers.
Absolutely. Of course, our league promoter, owner, and big boss, Sam Young. And of course, our top 3 drivers tonight, Slim Jim Gately, Mark DeSenza, and Rick Johnson for joining us for the post-race show. And thanks everybody for coming out there in YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch land. Thanks to all the drivers, because I just push the buttons, you guys make the show. So, signing off for FSB Racing Live, I'm Shawn Reap. Good night, everybody.